Ladies, gents, neithers, both, and in-betweens, I'm Finn, and today I wanted to talk about more music. So after my last video on Tally Hall, I discovered a new artist. So Apple Music kind of, did the random shuffle thing and gave me Will Wood's Normal album. This is an album I've never heard of from an artist I've also never heard of, with the exception of hearing his song Dr. Sunshine is Dead, which I believe is now his most popular song. So I had no idea what to expect going into this. All I know is he had to be somewhat similar to Tally Hall, right? Wrong. Will Wood is his own thing in a whole new way. This music is astounding. This easily became one of my favorite albums of all time and has my favorite song of all time in it. So I'm fairly sure a lot of people haven't actually heard about the Normal album, which really disappoints me because I've talked to a ton of people and all of my friends who are typically in these groups that would listen to music like this and they don't even know about it, so I wanted to spread the news about one of my favorite albums. So in July of 2020, he released the Normal album. The Normal album consists of 10 songs, 3 of which are sort of re-releases or they were made before and only officially released with the album. These include Laplace's Angels, Love Me Normally, and Well Better Than the Alternative. And I think re-releasing / putting these out with the album was a really good idea because I wouldn't have found the songs without it, and these are some of my favorite songs in the whole album, especially Well Better Than the Alternative. That is one of my favorite songs ever. It's so good. Please listen to Well Better Than the Alternative. And all these songs not only have great music, but they've got some really cool messages behind them. And Will Wood is not afraid to experiment with his music. And that's really clearly evidenced in the very first song. The first song of the Normal album is called Suburbia Overture. So this song is interesting because it functions as an overture and is made of 3 different songs in one. The first one is Greetings from Marybelle Township, then Vampire Culture, then Love Me, Normally. That's an important distinction because there's another song in this album that's called Love, Me Normally. So the first song in this bunch is Greetings from Marybelle Township, and this functions as like the intro to the whole album, and it really takes a 1900s sort of sitcom vibe. You have the first starting lines being this.
White picket fences, barbed wire and trenches, trick or treat, Merry Christmas, howdy neighbor, thank you Jesus.
Which I think really expresses some sort of, sitcom perfect family, but something sinister underneath the neighborhood. And I just think that's a really cool concept for a song, and it kind of carries through the rest of the song. And then you get Vampire Culture. And Vampire Culture is Will Wood's attempt to destroy his voice. And lastly, you finish off with Love Me Normally, which is a song where it's a more gentle take, where it kind of slows down from Vampire Culture and gently guides you into the rest of the album. And now this song also includes a line that confuses a lot of people. It confuses every people.
We'll work its around on hit number stations, becomes radiation.
What the fuck does that mean, Will Wood? Who comes radiation? How do they come radiation? Why do they come radiation? And that's the line, it's he comes radiation. It's not becomes. It's been confirmed by Will Wood that it's he comes. He was able to confirm that, not able to tell us why. Thanks, Will Wood. Next is for you fast beat, fast talking, fun loving, funky beat having type people. Because second sightseer, or I guess pronounced tuite tier, because it's 2s instead of S's for this for some reason. Well, I guess also the second one in the album, but I don't know. It's really fast paced and it sort of comes at you just line after line. And it's really trying to capture this sort of psychotic feel, or like sort of insane, just going all over the place. And it's just a really good song, and it was my introduction to the Normal album, so it's got a special place in my heart, and I just really enjoy the whole song, and I'll just let you hear some of it right now.
Now with my world compass pointing south and going down with no, is there for reality.
Next is Laplace's Angel, hurt people hurt people. Yeah, some of the songs have like a little tagline, and that was this one's. So this song actually, there's a fucking mosquito. Oh, I hit him. Hit the little bastard. So this song really gets into situations and what makes someone bad or good, what separates action from a true person, and it's just really good. It's got a few lines about, you know, being in someone else's shoes, and I really like the message, but I also think that the beat goes fucking crazy.
It doesn't take a killer to murder. It only takes a reason to kill. We've all got evidence of innocence. It's everything's coincidence. The difference between fate and free will.
And now, for you gender confused and ambiguous folks out there, now's your time to shine, because it's I, me, myself. The song is actually intentionally stylized as pronouns because, you know, the title is I/me/myself, similar to the style in which people put pronouns in their bio or other places, like he/him, she/her, they/them. So Will Wood actually takes this whole song to focus exclusively on gender. And I'm actually just going to read you directly what he has to say about this song and what he thinks about it. So he says, quote, "To boil it down, the song is about how I respond to my frustration with the limitations of the male gender role, the maladaptive ways I've coped with that frustration, and tried to figure out if this experience or any other regarding my gender can or should define me. It reaches the same conclusion that most of my work does, and that is that nothing is real and that if something is hurting us, we have the power to cast it off." And I think that's a really inspirational quote, and personally, this song helped me also feel a bit more comfortable in my gender while understanding that, hey, just because feminine things aren't associated with my gender, that doesn't mean I can't enjoy them. That doesn't mean just because I enjoy any feminine thing, that means I have to take on another gender just to enjoy those things. And that's what the song is ultimately about. There's another quote about this song from Will Wood. "I was tripping balls in a casino. Give me a break." That second quote doesn't really have much to do with anything about the song, but I sure like it.
Too confused to choose who I should be. And now you got me thinking, I wish I could be a girl in that way. You wish I could be your girlfriend, boyfriend.
And the next song is slower in pace than what precedes it and what comes after it. Well, thank you for the alternative by Will Wood. It is amazing, one of my favorite songs of the whole album. It feels like someone venting. Also, I should clarify that he doesn't have a daughter, because he clarifies that by saying, quote, "I think the last thing I want to do is put someone through the deeply traumatizing experience of being forced to live an entire life without their consent," which is absolutely amazing. And this song constantly references a daughter, that's why he brings it up, but he then explains that he doesn't always sing in the first person, and that his music can be about anyone. But the way this song comes across is like a vent. It's kind of slow at first, but he gets more and more upset towards the end.
Everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's all up in my motherfucking business. This isn't my first anything. This isn't my first anything. Everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's in on everybody's business. This isn't my first lyric. I know exactly how I should finish it.
And his next song in the album is Outliers and Hypocrites, a fun fact about apples. This song can actually be pronounced in two ways. The way that you would typically pronounce it, Outliers and Hypocrites, just kind of reading it and sort of the flow of how language works, but also how it's really spelled, because this is something I actually didn't pick up on at first. Outliers is spelled out liars, like L-I-A-R-S, instead of L-I-E-R-S, like it's supposed to be spelled. This is because, you know, it's outliers, like people who lie, it's clever, you know. And hypocrites is actually spelled Hippocrates, as in the Greek philosopher who was known mainly for really caring about medicine and also being one of the first people to think, hang on, maybe people just, you know, naturally get sick and it's not some sort of divine punishment anyone catches a common cold. There's probably a lot of really deep messages in the song that I'm just missing and I'm not, you know, big brain enough to, you know, get at, but I just think this song sounds really good. I think it's really experimental in how it takes like a whole break from the music aspect. I'll just play it for you now. You know, I can't really describe how it makes me feel. I just really like it. You know, that's pretty much my only thoughts on this. I'm not exactly musically talented enough to go into the theory of why it works.
He said, choking, spat out a butterfly, and said, 5 more minutes, please. You wouldn't believe the dream I just had. I mean, you were there, and you were there, and you, and you, and you were there. Cause I did that you want even if you could change the things that make you special now and make you strange.
Next up, Black Box Warrior OK Ultra. Now, if we just rip something straight out of the wiki here, it reads, OK Ultra is a play on MK Ultra, a government-sanctioned testing by the CIA of psychedelic and psychotropic drugs on people to try to extract confessions and to do some sort of mind control. It ran from 1953 to 1973, which aligns with this album's doo-wop musical themes. Also included in the song is one of my favorite moments of the album, in which Willwood kind of takes the role of a therapist, or like acts like a therapist for a little bit, to do this line.
Tell me about your nerve to steal from under Bacchus' bloody nose. Maybe Nimbus tie-dyed you, and your years and years with a Phoenix gauge flagpole as you die before your day. Thursday traction, Tuesday titration. My hope is to assess through my objective report of your subjective conjecture whether this proprietary blend of expertise and seasoning works as well as this transorbital ice pick. Ballistics got a better idea. This is about the best we can come up with. What do you think ideas spread because they're good? No, they spread because people like them. So here we are once again, holding, as it were, a mirror up to your mirror. I guess it's just something people do.
How does he do that so flawlessly? He did that live, by the way. He live recorded that bit. Like, he just says that. Not reading off a paper or anything. He can just go for it and just... How? That blows my mind. There's not even a musical rhythm to really help him in that bit, because when he does the live version, they stop playing music. They just let him go at it. What? How? And next is my favorite song, not of the album, not of Willwood, just in general, my favorite song. Marsha, thank you for the dialectics, but I need you to leave. It's kind of a mouthful of a, title. Yeah, I think Willwood just really likes long titles. And also, for some reason, the thank has 2 Ks. I don't know why. I don't know if that's like some sort of weird typo. Willwood, if you're watching this, Willwood, please answer. I'd love an answer. So this song actually follows 2 viewpoints that are opposite extremes. First, you have the viewpoint of someone who has made mental illness part of their identity, and they sort of base themselves on their mental illness, and they believe that that's really a fundamental, unchangeable part of them. And the opposite, and that's evidenced by a few lines like this.
So how many milligrams of you are still left in there? Who makes a call? What's the symptom? What's the flaw? Can it be both? Well, I suppose that's an answer.
And the opposite, the antithesis of this, is going to be the lines given by an older person who believes in the more traditional stuff and is all, oh, back in my day. And that's literally what he says. I'll give you those lines now.
Back in my day, we didn't need no feel-good pills and no psychiatrists. No, we just drank ourselves to death. God damn it, we liked it.
Overall, I just love the upbeat, really climactic feel towards the end, just how it all comes together, and it makes this amazing song that not enough people listen to. Marsha, thank you for the dialectics. Favorite song ever. Thank you so much, Willwood. This song is criminally underappreciated.
Well, I'll sing when the bell curve rings, and lyrics symptomatic of the way we think. And our harmonies don't sink, we can change our voices. A chorus on condition of a diagnosis. So back in my day, we didn't need no feel-good pills and no psychiatrists. What can I say except don't need no evil wills? A moral nihilist. I said back in the days of lobotomies and shock therapy and mad scientists.
Oh, and also mentioning lobotomies always gets you bonus points because I really want a lobotomy. Thank CGP Grey for that. This video on lobotomies made me want to get one. I don't know why to describe. I don't know how to describe it, man. I want brain split in half so I can have 2 separate beings in this head. It'd be so much. It'd be an experience. It'd be a fun experience for the whole family. And next is love, comma, me normally. You don't pronounce the comma, but I'm just distinguishing it from this one and the one in Suburbia Overture. They don't really sound much alike. I'm sure there's some sort of like actual music theory behind them that connect them, but I don't actually know music. I just monkey brains say, ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, what good? So this is one of the re-releases because the earliest recording of this song I could find on YouTube was in 2016. And it wasn't a professional recording. It was like sort of part of a show he did. And there was no professional recording until 2020, this year, when he released it again on YouTube in March as part of a studio recording, which then was re-released a few months later in the July 2020 release of the Normal album. And I just really love this song. So, based on the name, the music unsurprisingly focuses on people loving him normally, or sort of him being perceived as normal and wanting to be normal. And then surprisingly, the video consists of Will Wood giving his therapist/news anchor a bunch of rats. A lot of rats. Will Wood, where are you getting these rats?
I suggest that we keep this informal, 'cause a normal human being wouldn't need to pretend to be normal, Well, I guess that's the least that I will, yeah, to be normal, the way I couldn't be.
And last but not least, and really fittingly, the last song of the album is Memento Mori. And if you don't know what Memento Mori is, it is a reminder of death. Something like a skull or like a symbol of death, crossbones, anything like that. And, you know, guess what the song's about? It's constantly telling you in an upbeat, happy face with a big ol' smile that someday you're gonna die. It's really depressing if it was just the words alone, but the upbeat sort of backdrop music really makes you just kind of want to jimmy out the fact that everyone's gonna die and nothing really matters.
But your worries will be over if you truly realize one day you're going to die. Take it away, hand.
So yeah, that's about it. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It means so much to me. And listen to Will Wood. Listen to the Normal album. Yeah, that's it. See ya.